Shalom to the hunt. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. And my mind is all over the place. And shalom to the 144,000 the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video. This is sort of a response to my response to Priest Daniela on women leadership in Israel. But the title is, "But I suffer not a woman to teach." So there's a video put up by Biblical Defenders 2 days ago. And I saw it. And later that day, I believe that was yesterday, Apostle Ryan Lava did a video dealing with this video right here. And then you have a video put up an hour ago by GMS Vegas. Sit down, 144 Ga. And this is the video. Priest Daniela says women leading Hebrew summits. So my 2 cents on this is, well, I'm gonna let them, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me see. Okay, I'm at 201. I might have to pull it back. Fair use.
Along with Barak, we see that in the book of Judges. Any female leaders, representatives in either of the community? Jabari, now I'm asking you, are there any female representatives in the Hebrew Israelite community? I've gone to, well, first of all, let's start off with the scriptures. You see women represented in positions of leadership in the scriptures. We know that Deborah was a judge along with Barak. We see that in the book of Judges. So very early in the Bible, you see a woman.
And then if you watch, I'm not going to go all into it. If you watch Apostle Ramlab's video that he did on the subject, you know, he goes into it saying that the men went off and the Most High put a woman up in there, and it really was to shame the man. You know, but as it had it been the way it's supposed to be from the beginning, as a man supposed to be over a woman, having authority over a woman. That's why the serpent went to Eve and not to Adam, because she was the weaker vessel. That's also in the New Testament. But anyway, let me let you listen to some more.
Woman with a position of leadership in the nation of Israel, as far as being a mother figure in Israel. And Deborah judged Israel. However, Barak went to war for Israel. So you do see that.
So is the woman picking up the sword and leading to battle? Maybe it's the movies, The Woman King. Who knows? Yeah, the movie The Woman King came on Netflix, and I watched maybe 2 minutes of it, and I said, I ain't watching this bullshit. I didn't watch Wonder Woman, none of that shit.
That in the scriptures, that's something that people really don't bring up because they like to isolate certain verses in the Bible. I get it, I understand, whatever. So you do see that, and I have also seen.
Now, this right here, when I see this Jabari representing Africanism, Kemetic, whatever Kemetic science, whatever the hell you want to call it, and he's supposed to be a priest or a high priest. Well, he said he's a co-priest to his wife, so he's not over his wife. They're co-leaders, you know, teachers or whatever you want to call it. And Danielle is here at Sarnetta Studio. I don't know what year this was. This looks like a couple of years back. But Jabari had a mask on. If you can open it up, I believe that's a mask, because he was diagnosed with the C. ragamuffin, and I believe he got the things, and he said it. Yeah, I got the C. Well, if you guys have God, this is the thing to question your gods. I mean, do you guys still believe that you have gods? You Egyptian people, you jakes that follow the Egyptian way or the Kemetic way, At the beginning, you guys spoke about the different gods, and we the Israelites questioned you about the gods as far as prophecy is concerned. When with your gods, whether it be Isis, Horus, Seth, Geb, and Nut, what's the dog god, Anubis, or any of those gods, Ra himself, Amun Ra. When is he going to save us? If I say, you know what, I want to be a comedic person, when is Ra going to come back and save us? Or Isis, any of them, Seth, any of them, Net, Gub or Nut, Geb or Nut. When they going to come save us? What's the answer? And why did and you guys also say that we are superior to the so-called white man? We've been under the white man for hundreds of years. If you really want to go into some numbers, when Christopher Columbus came to the New World, that's when Jake, not just the Indians, that's when Jake was being taken from Africa, West Africa, into the Americas. So that was the early 1500s. The first place where African slaves went to, which were Israelites, was the Dominican Republic, or the island of Hispaniola, which is named after, Spain. It's like the second Spain. So a lot of these Simeonites, a lot of them are really Judites. Judah, Benjamin, Levi. You got Levi on one end of the island side, Judah on the other side, or Simeon on the other side. But they're mixed. So my thing is, if we're superior to this man, why did the man take us down? Oh, because of gods, because we did this and we did that wrong, committed sin. We didn't follow the 42 negative confessions or whatever the book is. We didn't stay with the Ma'at, whatever it is, the language, whatever it is. I'm not an expert on that. I'm not trying to be. But there should be some book that's telling you this man is going to take us down, and this man is called the so-and-so, and he's going to take us down for 500 years. Then Ra going to come back, and we all going to be happily ever after. That's why I wouldn't be a part of. Why would I be a part of the comedic community, man? Huh? Why would I do that? It doesn't make sense. However, being an Israelite makes all the sense in the world. So I wouldn't come on that platform, because you have to be I see Breeze Daniela being politically correct in this thing. I don't want to step on no fucking toes. I'm stepping on toes, man. If I can, I'm stepping on toes. And I tell them guys, I say, man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you Negroes something. Because that's what you are. That's what the white man called you. If you don't accept this truth, well, if you're not in the elect, you're not gonna get it anyway, and you're gonna take that charagma. He'll take the charagma, and the rest of them are gonna take the charagma. And when the charagma, we here at GM, I'm on a rant right now. We here at GMS, we've been teaching about the charagma, the MOTB, since we got on YouTube, and we still doing videos on that. Now I see when it actually comes to pass. Watch how many Negroes come on the site. Is this the AQ mark? Is this the AQ mark? I said, nigga, watch the videos. Spend 3 days watching all my videos or any other GMS member, and you don't gotta ask me a damn thing. But I suffer not a woman to teach. So let's listen to some more. It is madness.
In certain Knessets within the Israelite community, when I've gone to Israelite summits, I have seen women in positions of authority and leadership within those Knessets and within those seen in certain Knessets. Well, I get it, I understand. Something that people really don't bring.
So he mentioned Deborah was a judge. Then he said he's bringing it up to date, to now, to the present. He said, I've been to Knessets and summits where they had women in authority. I never saw the video on that. Are y'all ashamed to put that up on video? Is it a secret thing? And what group is it talking? And I guarantee you that you have any group, Israelite group out there, some of them are Yah Israelites and this, that, and the other. We're not supposed to be mingling with them Yah Israelites. Just tell them that they're the Israelites, Yah in his name. Give them the whole truth. And then you got the 12 tribes. North, Central, and South America, and from the originally from the Africans. We're not going to be buddy with Ron Dalton Jr. because he's completely confused. You know, you got guys saying Jerusalem or whatever is in Haiti. That's Haiti. Jerusalem on the map is not the real Jerusalem. It's in Egypt or it's in Congo, some goddamn where. I'm not going to waste my time talking to the man. Period. So I don't know what groups he's talking about. I don't know if they're former One Westers, but I know one thing: if you got women in these Hebrew Israelite groups that have women in authority, I guarantee you there are all kind of flaws in their doctrine. Guarantee you they don't know no breakdowns, or if they do claim to know breakdowns, they're breaking everything down wrong. They don't understand the prophecies. They don't know nothing about the MOTB. They probably said Edomites can make it and other nations can make it. They probably teach that the Israelites are black, that the Northern Kingdom are not the Indian people, the original natives of North, Central, and South America, which is Gad, Reuben, the various tribes, Asher, and so forth. I guarantee you, these guys that have these women in leadership positions, I guarantee you, their doctrine is all botched up. It's all botched up. They probably was teaching that, and they probably still do. The 400 years, the vision that Abraham had in Genesis 15 is talking about now. Talking about when we got over here, 1619 to 1919. Well, here it is, 1919, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. 6 years later, where's the Lord at? A lot of y'all, different Hebrew Israelite groups out there, wayward groups out there, a lot of y'all only deal with the Old Testament. You don't believe in the Messiah. We shouldn't worship the Messiah. There's all kind of madness and confusion out there, man. Let me bring this back again. If you're a woman and you thinking to get with the GMS, watch the videos and say shalom and beautiful lesson and keep it moving. Unless you have a legitimate question that you really, sincerely have to ask because you don't have a man. You might be a woman of age, a widow woman. You can ask a question, but it better be sincere. Don't be bringing no scriptures up in here. Okay, we strict about that. Say what you got to say and keep it moving.
We see that in the book of Judges. So very early in the Bible, you see a woman with a position of leadership in the nation of Israel as far as being a mother figure in Israel. And Deborah judged Israel. However, Barak went to war for Israel. So you do see that in the scriptures. That's something that people really don't bring up because they like to isolate certain verses in the Bible. I get it, I understand, whatever. So you do see that, and I have also seen in certain Knessets within the Israelite community, when I've gone to Israelite summits, I have seen women.
I would like to get a list of those Knessets in them summits. I would like to see some of them videos. I'm not saying he's lying, but I know that there's women that have positions and they talk, run their mouth right along with a man, which is completely out of order. Like I said, they're clueless as to what's going on. They don't understand the scriptures. They haven't eaten the roll. Scriptures say in Ezekiel, the flock of my pasture are men.
In positions of authority and leadership within those Knessets and within those...
I guarantee you that's Babylon 101. That's seats of authority, leaders and judges, and he's talking about now. He's talking about the here and now. I guarantee you, those groups don't go out on the highways and the byways. I guarantee you that they most likely teach that Edomites can make it. They're probably teaching all kind of madness, man. Like I said, they don't know all the breakdowns. They don't know all the prophecies. And they damn sure don't accept the MOTB. So let me see some of these groups. Let me see some of these groups so I can get mad.
Absolutely. I've gone to summits and seen these things. My brother Jabari probably has never been to any of these particular summits or Knessets or congregations.
And concerning Jabari, I can give two shits about Jabari. Jabari. You know? Jabari's just a lost Israelite. That's, if he lives long enough, he'll take that, he'll guarantee he's gonna take that, the micro C hip, and he's gonna get consumed by fire from the heavens. Then all the rest of them. Starting at it too.
Congregations or synagogues and actually seen these things, but these things do exist within the Israelite community. I personally have witnessed and seen it myself. So we can't be making broad statements without having all the facts to back it up.
And now you didn't see it at GMS. I went to there's a particular GMS school and such in the Midwest. They got women. They ain't GMS. They're bootlegs. Bootleg GMS. Now, IUIC, they do have women sitting side by side with the men talking shit.
Israelite summits, I have seen women in positions of authority and leadership within those Knessets and within those. Absolutely, I've gone to summits and seen these things. When I've gone to Israelite summits,
you will not be liked for this truth. All I'm going to say is this. When it comes to GMS, they not like us.
I have seen women in positions of authority and leadership within those Knessets and within those. Absolutely, I've gone to summits and seen these things. When I've gone to Israelite summits, I have seen women in positions of authority and leadership within those Knessets and within those. Absolutely, I've gone to summits and seen.
Man, oh man. Before I begin, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the...
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let this play. I have went to the title is But I Suffer Not a Woman to Teach. And this is from 1 Timothy 2, verse 12. And they also give you references. This is the Bible Hub. It says in the King James, but I suffer not a woman to teach. This is Paul speaking, nor to usurp authority over the men, but to be in silence. Context. A woman must learn in quietness and full submissiveness. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. She is to remain quiet, for Adam was formed first and then Eve. And it was not the man that was Adam that was deceived, it was the woman being in the transgression, if you want to read on. 1 Corinthians 14, verse 34. Women are to be silent in the churches. Because like the church of the Israelites in Corinth, they allowed women to teach. They had men with long hair. They had fat moles, what do you call that? Bundles of stick men up in there. They were not permitted to speak, but must be in submission, as the Lord says. Titus 2 verse 5, let's see what that says. To be self-controlled, pure, managers of their household, kind and submissive to their own husbands, so that the word of the Most High will not be discredited. Your black women, the most of them are pit bulls. And cane corsos and dragons. Let's get into a couple of the translations. New International Version. I do not permit a woman to teach, to assume authority over a man, she must be quiet. Now in the black church, you got a lot of black women that are pastors. But in the congregation don't know because they don't read the Bible. A lot of these niggas don't know how to read. The New Living Translation, I do not let women teach men or have authority over them. Let them listen quietly. And it also says in the cross references, it says, if a woman have a question, let them ask their husbands at home. Berean Standard Bible, English Standard Version. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. Berean Standard Bible. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over man. She is to remain quiet. That's standard. This is a Berean literal Bible. But I do not permit a woman to teach nor to use authority over a man, but to be in quietness. GNT, let's see what that says. GNT, Good News Translation. I do not allow them to teach or to have authority over men. They must be quiet. Let's try the International Version. International Standard. Moreover, in the area of teaching, I am not allowing a woman to instigate conflict toward a man. Instead, she is to remain calm. Instigate conflict is talking about the debate. A debate is a word fight, which the same word is strife. When you look up the word debate in the Greek, the word goes back to one of the words definitions is strife or fight, word fight. Literal Standard Version. And I do not allow a woman to teach nor to rule a husband, but to be in quietness. Let's just come back over here. In any of these schools that have this thing going on, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not dealing. I bet you they call him Yah, Yahweh, Yeshua. They probably pray to angels. Probably all kind of adultery going on in them schools.
For elect tabernacle of David that are scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. See, this is the thing. If you're not trying to appeal to this world and stand on this truth, this gospel.
Yeah, appeal to this world. You got to be politically correct or religiously correct. If you go on this, tell them the truth. You go on this, let's say you go on a show, Edomite news program, and you tell them the truth. Tell them you guys are Edomites, we're Israelites. Some of you could be Israelites. What about these people over there in Israel? The people, to be honest, the people over there, the European-looking people, they're not the real people. However, there's some of them that are actually Israelites because we were scattered. That's how you tell them. So we can't do nothing to them. We can't attack them because some of them are actually Israelites. When they ask about the Jersey, what about this Hebrew Israelite that attacked the Jersey Jay's Market and killed two of them, or whatever the case may be, I would say, well, that guy was either insane, he's not part of our school. You got people that crack, they lose it, and he was completely out of order. Besides, he had a woman with him, and the person that he killed, that he identified as a J, or the two persons or whatever, they could have actually been Israelites. So in the script, in the law, it says thou shalt not kill or murder. We can't murder nobody. We can't murder an Israelite. We can't murder another nation. The only time you can kill is in war. And if David killed his men, that wasn't accounted to him as sin. Now him setting up Bathsheba's husband or Uriah the Hittite, to get killed so he can commit adultery. That was two laws that was that are unto death. Most High spared him, but he put hell on him. All right. So the Most High could pull back the law. He can say, okay, he got to be put to death, but I'm gonna not allow him to be put to death.
You're gonna give an answer that the world is not going to accept or agree with, because this word, this truth, it's not for the world. Neither is it for the weak.
That's why you shouldn't be commiserating. Look that word up. That's what somebody look up the word commiserating. You should not be commiserating. That's a topic right there. You should not be commiserating with unbelievers. Jabari is an unbeliever. Garfield is an unbeliever. Sarnett is an unbeliever. And any of them that's a part of that, I'm not going to be cool with them, because they're keeping our people in darkness. Them niggas should be deleted. They're obstacles. They're stumbling blocks. And the Most High said, the Lord put a stumbling block before him. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So guess what? Who set up these Kemetic people? The Most High. To deceive Jake, to not put a stumbling block to Jake where he can't find Israel. He questioned whether he's an Israelite or not. And oh boy, you guys that was part of Israel back in the day and you went back in the world, you're gonna get fucked up. You're gonna get fucked up by the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua himself. He's gonna chip you, then he's gonna dip you. Real talk. So keep watching the videos, talking shit. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua got something for your ass.
And this was disappointing to see Priest Danyala, cave in.
It ain't disappointing to me. He got a track record doing this, man. If you're not around him, you don't got to be, let me be political. Man, fuck being politically correct. Fuck being religiously correct. Why you think I said if Vocab Malone roll up on us, on any, you call the cops on him? Because we don't have, you know why I said that? Because he's a persona non grata. Then he gonna go back and say do a video on Vocab Malone broke GMS. No, we no longer want to deal with you because you're a persona non grata. Somebody looked that up and put that in the whatchamacallit, the chat. You are a persona non grata. Ain't no person.
In the way that you just saw. Jake still have some kind of weak spot when it comes to, this world and our people that are in it. We supposed to speak, thus saith the gospel, the scriptures, and don't care who gets offended. Because we're not here to please men, we're here to please the Most High. Let's go to Galatians real quick. Now, to understand how, after all these years,
beautiful precept, Galatians 1 and 10. I mean, you can really start at 6, because anybody speak any other gospel, let them be a curse. Let them be anathema maranatha, be set aside to be destroyed. There was another precept that came to my head and then it left. Ezekiel chapter 3, which says, don't mince your words. It said, tell them whether they hear or forbear. Make your forehead hard like their forehead. Don't mince your words. Don't. It says shake the hand, lift up the voice, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the noble. Isaiah 58 and 1. tell my people their transgressions. Hey, when Yahweh Shai dealt in Matthew 23 from the very first verse, that whole chapter was dedicated to him cursing out them wicked scribes and Pharisees. He called them a bunch of vipers. Now that's viper. Calling somebody a viper back then is a fighting word. John, what is that? John chapter 8. He called them a bunch of devils. That whole chapter was a argument, man. That's why they wanted to kill him. They wanted him dead, man. He got under their skin. Stephen, what did he do? Did he mince his words? He cursed them out. They had to pick up stones and stop their ears. They didn't want to hear it no more. But back in the day, years ago, we had a slogan: "If you're not, if you're not one of the elect, F you." Okay.
Of being in this thing, you know, being
I'm gonna have to steal a line from my main man Basil. Christ is gonna kill us. You black women, you don't understand that. You don't understand that. Because when Christ come back, I'm quoting him, he gonna kill us. And that's what he gonna do. He gonna kill. That should be if I can bring that back through the spiritual power, that could be a sound bite. When he come back, he gonna kill us.
An elder and respected, that you just somewhere down the line just become a fair weather Israelite, you know, who don't want to, you know, step on no toes, who don't want to ruffle no feathers. I don't want to offend nobody. And we just keep it all PC. Now we supposed to stand on this truth, man. The hell with people gotta say, the hell with people's feelings. Galatians 1:10, for do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet pleased men, I should not be a servant of a Mashiach.
So we's about pleasing men. That's another topic. We ain't about kissing ass.
And if you here to please men, then ultimately you care for this world. Let's go to 1 John 4.
It's also in James.
And I'm going to go to the NLT. And this is 1 John 4:4 says, but you
I'm sorry, let me come back over here.
belong to the Most High, my dear children. You have already won a victory over those people, because the spirit who lives in you is greater than the spirit who lives in the world. Those people belong to this world. So they speak from the world's viewpoint, and the world listens to them. And being amalgamated with that lost in the sauce collective of men and women over there at the Black conscious community, they're of this world. And this is what happens when you become equally yoked with them. And you spend all your time, associating, accompanying yourself with them. Reading all these extra books, which is good to know history. And Danyala usually makes good lessons, or should I say good videos, with edifying information on biblical history. But his lane is definitely not to be a prophet at all. Because a true prophet would have stood on business to be a prophet, biblical history. But his lane is definitely not to be a prophet at all.
So the elder's saying he's not a prophet. I believe he's not a prophet. Could be one of the elect. I hope he's one of the elect. Hope he gets delivered. We go way back. We have history together. But he's not a prophet. He's not a prophet. He might be one of them historians. He might be Josephus or whatever, but he's not a prophet. But prophet is a guy that's always out there. I'll be out there tomorrow, most high willing. I'm doing a video today. I did a video earlier. The day before I did a couple of videos. Sometimes I'll do 4 videos. Sometimes the Spirit is on me to do 1 video. But I'm always grinding, just like the rest of the men of GMS should all be grinding. I'm going to say this again. It doesn't, you can't have one leader and the second in command, he's doing all the videos. And you got 20 guys in the camp, and some of them do videos and some of them don't. They said, whatever the leaders are doing, that's what you're supposed to do. Constantly grinding. Or you should be taking a walk. Get to stepping.
Because a true prophet would have stood on business. But if he was given that same...
Well, a true prophet wouldn't go around them guys in the first place. What do you think? One day they're going to see the light? After 10 years of dealing with it, I finally see the light. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. No, it doesn't. The Most High didn't say do that, man. You keep it moving. Go to the next person. What is Matthew 10? You can start the 5th verse on down, but it speaks about shaking the dust off your feet. If they don't accept what you got, shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving.
Question.
And no way in hell, none of them guys. Jabari's not of the elect. His wife is not of the elect. Tarnetta's not of the elect. None of them guys are of the elect. Because if they were of the elect, they would have accepted this. The first time they rolled up on us was 2012, 2013. I believe it was 2012, 2013. So we're talking 12 years, 13 years. Eventually they'll get it after 13 years, after 14 years. No, they're not of the elect.
He mentioned Deborah, which was a rare occasion. All right, it was a rare occasion that the Lord lifted up a woman to put her in that position. Usually, that was never the case. It was never the case, and was not always the case. It was a rare occasion. Why didn't the Lord ever raise up another woman to be a judge in Israel before or after that? You had several women that were prophetess. We never said that women couldn't be prophets.
Yeah, and a prophet doesn't mean you're going to go out on the highways in the Bible with the 12 tribes sign, talking about read. A prophetess is a woman that in the black church, you got a lot of prophetess. What's her name? Bynum. That demon, that black demon, all right? She had been with a lot of different men, married men, got all up in the man's face. Then she started dealing with women. Then she came back and said, well, the Lord made me to be, and this is true. get with women to show what it's like not to be with a woman. And then the majority of the people that follow him is black women. The majority of people, if Kamala gets into office, a great deal of the people that put her in there is a black woman, not the black man. You black women are persona non grata too.
You know, women having a vision, or
that's what it means. That's what it means. She had a dream, and she'll explain it to her husband, and her husband through the spirit, or he'll go to another man that's been in this thing more. Yeah, my wife had a dream about UFOs coming down and beaming us up, and you know, this, that, and the third. And then we'll say, well, yeah, well, that's what's going to happen. That's Revelation, whatever. It's Matthew 24. That's, you know, Psalm 91.
Or a woman being a wife of a prophet, that would make her a prophetess. All right. But women were never in a leadership position outside of Deborah. That was an exception to the rule, and that was due to the circumstances that was going on in Israel. But see, Daniela used that example, you know, because that's one of the only rare scriptures you can go to, you know, to say that, you know, yeah, there was a woman that was put in a leadership position, but
the Apostle Paul straightened it out. 1 Corinthians chapter 14. What was that? 1 Timothy's. Here you see it. 1 Timothy's 2 and 12. You can start at about a couple of verses up and go a couple of verses down, past beyond the 12th. Read like 11 to 13. You can read that whole chapter.
You don't ever read about that anywhere else, because that was a rare occasion, and it was shameful at that time. This is a patriarchal book. Okay, women were not meant to rule anything, going back to the beginning when Eve was beguiled. Hence why Paul to Timothy in that letter, that he called for the women to learn in silence with all subjection, and not to speak, not to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be obedient. Because the woman was deceived and she was in the transgression. So, you know, that wasn't a good look from Priest Daniela, you know, and I once had respect for that man. You know, he used to be fiery. You know, I remember when Priest Bon Lawyer, who's in the spiritual realm right now, when he was on the scene, there was a different spirit on Priest Daniela. Now, you know, since being amalgamated with the House of Consciousness, you know, it's like he lost his spark, man. Not to say that he's, you know, just completely cold and anything of that nature, but, you know, what he used to be. You know, he lost his edge, so to speak. So he just tippy toes, and he tries to be as.
Yeah, you mentioned, the elder mentioned Priest Bon Lawyer. He wouldn't be around them guys. He'd probably be around them guys once and twice, or not want to be around them at all. And he would curse them out. He wouldn't bite his tongue. He wouldn't say, yeah, you had women that ruled. What about Deborah? She was this, that, and the third. Well, Apostle Paul, there was no woman after that ruled, become a judge. You had a woman that wanted to be a king, you know, an Israelite woman. There's and I think the story was she killed her sons so that they don't become king, to kill the heirs or whatever. I'm not going to go all into it. But you had women that, you know, you had certain women do certain things. Judith, she did things. She had to put the spirit, the Most High used her to put the spirit back in Israel to bring them that warrior spirit back, because he chopped the head off of Holofernes. You can read that story.
PC as possible. We're not to be ashamed of this gospel, man. Let me get 2 Timothy, was it 1? Yeah, this is 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, and this is in the NLT. It says, "For the Most High has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline." All right. So we're not afraid. We're going to speak this truth boldly. Given whatever question, as long as it's related to Bible, Bible prophecy, salvation, our culture, we're gonna give it to them.
I believe this is Acts 13, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if it comes up. Acts 13, I was correct. Let me open this up, give you the context. Yeah, any congregation of Israelites that got women and higher positions, I know the men are weak. I know the men are simps. I started from the 40. I don't want to read too much into it. Let me go to the 42nd verse. And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue or the temple, the Gentiles, which were Israelites, like Cornelius, trying to come back, they were listening to this gospel. So Paul was speaking to them Gentiles as well, besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbath. To them are the Gentiles, the Israelites that were raised up as Gentiles, Greeks. Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who spake to them, persuading them to continue in the grace. So you had Israelites and proselytes. The proselytes mean a newcomer to the faith. Cornelius can be considered as a proselyte. Let's look that word up. Religious proselytes. A newcomer, a stranger, alien, proselyte, one who has come over from a Gentile religion to Judaism. Cornelius would be the perfect example. That's also in Acts chapter 2. Paul turned to the Gentiles, which were Israelites, vocab. And the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of the power. But when the Jews saw the multitude, they were filled with envy and spake against those things which were spoken by Paul, contradiction and blaspheming Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said, Paul and Barnabas, or Paul didn't become politically correct. He waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of the Most High should first have been spoken to you, but seeing that ye put it from you and judge yourself unworthy of everlasting life. Now, are they going to go to hell like the IUIC teach? No. They're going to get everlasting life, but they're going to have to get it on the second go round. Lo, we turn to the Gentiles, the Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites. Perfect example is Cornelius. Because after Cornelius was brought into the fold by Peter, Peter had to explain to the rest of them that wasn't there among the apostleship and the discipleship in Acts 11 chapter. He said he rehearsed as to what he was going to say, and he explained it to him. He said, look, man, the Most High is looking for these people too. Remember the Syrophoenician woman that's in the book of Matthew and Mark. It's either Mark 7 or Matthew 7, Mark 15 or Matthew 15, chapter 15. It said the woman was a Greek. She wasn't a Greek. She was an Israelite, just like Cornelius was. So he said, look, let the children be fed first. In other words, the Israelites that knew that they were Israelites, that were raised up being the Israelite. So when was that open? That was open. The example was Cornelius. 47 verse, for so hath the Lord commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles of the earth. What's that talking about? That's a fulfillment of right now. The ends of the earth is the other side of the earth, which is the west, which is America. And when the Gentiles heard this, they were glad and glorified the word of the Lord. And as many as were ordained to eternal life. How you ordained to eternal life among the Gentiles? You had to be an Israelite. You had to be a part of the elect. That's why these Christians are all messed up. So let's come back. Let's listen to a little bit more.
We're not ashamed, because even when the controversial topic of seizing a woman that's unmarried, is very controversial and very touchy, because Jake is very sensitive, especially when it comes to the woman.
Yeah, the woman. Deuteronomy 22. These other camps that can't get it, they're guilty of taking away from the law and taking away from the word. And there's a penalty that comes with that. If you take away from the word, you're taken out of the book of life. You're blotted out of the book of life. Instead of you guys putting on your scholar caps, you acted like a bunch of bitches and got all emotional. Then it was a woman, which is Napah Shadah. She said they were right. The GMS is right. She also knows that the MOTB is a micro C hip. And I had a dream about her too. So I don't know what her position is. Remember I told you a couple of days ago I had a dream that I ran into Nate, and then I ran into General Yohana, and then I believe I even I ran into Captain Tazariak, if I'm not mistaken, but I didn't mention that. I don't know if I mentioned Captain. I might have did, and I also mentioned that I saw her too in the dream. I didn't say no. I just saw, oh, that's so and so. You know how dreams, you go from one scene to the next scene, and you kind of catch a glimpse at somebody. So, but hey, she said that the great thing. She said she studied it. She said they're right. GMS is correct. Why? Because she went and studied it, and that should be a shame. That might be Deborah. Because hey, she's over you guys when it comes. That's a fucking shame. That's a low down dirty shame. And you guys couldn't see the great thing because you got caught up in your emotions. You know? Because even Mo got caught up in it. King Marshall got caught up into it because when it was brought to him, he was like, anybody come try to do that to my daughter, I'm going to stab him up. And I said, well, he was up in age, you know. You know what the scriptures say about the hoary head. But these guys were emotional. That's why, the main reason why we got kicked out of their school too, because of the grape thing. And the Cornelius thing, which all of them is teaching it now. Listen to a little bit more.
Women in this society has been elevated, you know, over the man, which that's prophecy. Jeremiah 31:22. The Lord will make a new thing in the earth, for woman shall compass a man.
You want some advice? You want some advice? I subscribe to this guy. It's called, what is it? Ask an older man. He's a Benjaminite, got an accent. He's married to an Edomite woman, never saw his wife or nothing like that. But he was going into his experiences of dealing with black women. That's talking about in the islands or in England or even in America. And, you know, my advice to you is if don't get with these sisters. They're demons. If anything, get you an Edomite woman, woman of another nation. But when I say that, try to get you an Irish woman or an Italian woman or a woman, an Edomite woman that got flavor. Because that Edomite woman, that might not be an Edomite woman. If you're going to get you an Edomite woman, or what you think is an Edomite woman, make sure she's got flavor. If you know what I'm talking about. You know, make sure she got that sazon, that salsa, that salt. You know what I'm talking about. She got to have that flavor, man. Because she's really not an Edomite. And you tell people, she says, nah, she ain't an Edomite. She got that flavor. She ain't no Edomite, man. I was listening to Pink earlier, and I was like, I said, in which I know she's a Jake. She Irish. I did some back story on her. She's Irish. And she's from out of Philly. There was a big number of Irish that moved to Philly, New York, Philly, different parts of the country, the Midwest, Tennessee, Nashville, Mississippi. That Bible Belt. A lot of them are Irish, Scottish, so a lot of them is Jake. So I'm listening to her. And I said, if that ain't a Jake woman, I don't know what a Jake woman is. But she looked like an Edomite. So let's listen to a little bit more.
Man, so now women are your rulers.
Hey,
we became
I'll be listening to her too. I subscribe to her Squirrel Tribe. Y'all should listen to Squirrel Tribe. And she, by the way, she's married to a Jake. And I saw the Jake. And she straight up and tell you, yeah, my husband's black. My daughter's half black, half white. But she probably a Jake. But she be coming out with a lot of stuff. Who can I compare it to? She's like a prepper almost. Who can I compare it to? As far as the men. Okay, like you got the angry prepper. You got the different preppers. She's like a prepper, and she can't stand Kamala. She can't stand Kamala. But when I get any notifications, let me check something. Okay, so there's a sister right here. Shalom to the sister. See, she said what she got to say, and she's moving on. If she got a sincere question, she can ask it. I listened to her, Tommy Bites. It was a Jake woman. She comes up with a lot of information. Let me see. See this this net is hot. I know Apostle Ram not gonna steal that from me and do his own topic, but you go ahead and do it, brother. The net is hot. Israelite apostasy has led the blind into the ditch. Adam and Eve equal unity, sin I hope this is not the Abbott and Costello of Israel. Hope it's not them guys. Matter of fact, we're gonna leave this and we're gonna come to this here. I gotta see this.
Not only can women teach, but if you are a person that is only learning from men, you are walking around half retarded.
I guess we're all retards. Yeah, this is what's his name? Damn, shit. Lex, what's his name? Something Lex. He's Old Testament only, but he just recently, I don't know, couple of years, he got into he's more into the New Testament by, commiserating with the different One West groups, so he sees the New Testament. But his gospel, what he teaches, is completely different, a lot different from the way we teach. Like, he sees certain things, but he doesn't have, like, he does. I don't know how much he knows about UFOs. If we said UFOs are biblical, I don't know what his stand on it is. The MOTB, I don't know how deep he's into the New Testament. How many prophecies does he know in the New Testament, and Revelation, and New Testament? But you just heard it, right? I said the internet is hot. You always have you took me to tell me I ain't got no topic to go into. I ain't got no topic. There's all kind of topics to go into. So you heard what the man just said, right? He said, if you're not listening to a woman, let me let him say it before I be accused of another stumbling block.
Not only can women teach, but if you are a person that is only learning from men, you are walking around half retarded. All right, I bought a book in 2016. I wrote a book in 2016 entitled Matriarchs of the Covenant. The book speaks on all of the matriarchs of the Bible, namely the Old Testament. And I highlight all of the intellectual and spiritual achievements of the women of the Bible. Before the Bible tells us that Deborah is married, before it even tells us that she's married or who she's married to, the first way she is described is not being the wife of so-and-so. The first way that she is described in the Bible is not being a wife. The first description the Bible gives of a Deborah is that she is a judge and a prophetess. Why is that significant, Moray? Because there are literally Israelites here teaching women that your greatness is in who your husband is.
Okay, so you know what? He's another stumbling block. That's all. And that's the only example that they can really pull out is Deborah. Now, the Apostle Paul straightened it out. He said, no woman speak, keep quiet, don't have no authority. So, I mean, maybe Sakari's right. We don't have to deal with the writings of Paul. Paul was going off. I mean, this is madness, man. So that's a spirit of, there's a spirit of the woman is pretty, might as well say she's over you. Give somebody an inch, they're going to take a mile. You understand? Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and it's on to the next.